everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of Launching Point. Today's episode is presented by Dorito Solid Black. Joining me today, we have PikaChulita and TattedPoodle. Wait, hold on. What's going on? What is this?
So that was me at Wizard World St. Louis back in like probably 2013, 14. I was dressed as a character from High School the Dead, and I was surrounded by the ring wraiths from Lord of the Rings. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so I was like, let me get in this picture with y'all.
So during this time, like, where were you in your career or your passion? Like, was this the early stages? Was this something you were just doing for fun?
Maybe like the year after I had first started streaming like ever. So back then it was super, super casual. Definitely was not expecting for me to be where I'm at today. I was still streaming off my PlayStation 4 with a PlayStation camera. So, I mean, yeah, I would have never thought back then that it would become what it is today, for sure.
Hey, Cos Pals.
Oh, gosh.
This is Michelle, aka Tatted.
It's so cringe. Why? Okay, we can turn this off. Turn it off. This is actually when I was in graduate school and I wanted a break from literally everything related to school. And I was cosplaying around that time. I think this was like 2015, 2016. I didn't know what I was doing. I had a MacBook. I said, I want to teach people how to do cosplay because cosplay is fun. Just watching the video and seeing how I progressed as a content creator, where it's like I was just winging it to actually like planning the things that I'm doing now, and everything that you do, it relates to like what you're putting out as far as like your content.
How does it feel to see your early beginnings and looking back and comparing it to where you are now?
I mean, I was still inherently me, right? But I was still just like a completely different person, like with who I am. Obviously, I've grown since then in just so many different ways, but just seeing like younger me, like little me kind of doing that. It's like you think back to like the sort of stuff you were putting out, the sort of stuff you were making back then. And it's like, sure, at the time it was like you liked it and you look back on it and you're like, oh my God, what was I doing? Like it's like a confliction, a whole bunch of different feelings in one, pretty much.
Yeah. It's one of those things you see your progress. And I think that's the biggest thing that creators don't take value. And they worry about what's next. But it's like sometimes if you look back on where you came from and where you are, you can say, you know what, I'm proud of myself.
I have to ask the most important question of this show. What is your launching point?
I've been gaming for pretty much as long as I can remember. I want to say probably maybe like 5 years old. And I found out about Twitch actually from a friend of mine on Twitter. And I was like, I can do that. You know, I'm pretty entertaining. I'm pretty good at video games. So I was like, why not? So after I got my PS4, my first stream was Infamous Second Son. And I probably had a smooth 3-4 people watching, and they were all my like friends that I actually knew like personally. And I was like, wow, this is so, I fell in love with it.
Mine started with cosplay. I went to my first convention. I was so excited. I didn't know anything about conventions. So when I went there, I seen a whole bunch of cosplayers and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. And then I walk over and they have like a gaming area too. Okay, what's going on? It's a competition? Overwatch? Wait, what? What's happening? Like I'm so confused. They're like, yeah, it's on Twitch. What's Twitch? What is that? I don't know what that is. I'm so confused. And my friends was like, you should do it. You're funny. You can try. And I was just like, okay, I'll do it. Okay, let's see what's going on. I'm a graphic designer too, so my biggest thing was like the image of what you've seen on my stream. So I would design like my panels, the emotes, everything. I'm just like, I want everything to just look nice. That's where I'm gonna start. And then I just started streaming, building my community, and people were like, I like your stream, you're funny, you're hilarious, and I just kept moving.
You both have very distinct careers. Pika, speaking of that, I wanna ask you about the Dorito Solid Black Changemaker. You are one. Congrats, we gotta give a round of applause for that.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit more about it and how did you get into it?
The Doritos Solid Black initiative was actually launched last year. So this is their sophomore year in doing it. And essentially what it is, I mean, they choose people that they feel are driving change and impact through, you know, changing culture and activism within their own communities. Doritos/PepsiCo is, you know, really wanting to like make that impact within the Black community, because that's, I mean, that's kind of one of those things that we've seen the last couple of years, is we've seen these companies that are, you know, wanting to, you know, support the Black community, but are not actually pulling their weight and are, you know, doing things at very face value, or it's very shallow, or it's kind of like what we see as like a PR stunt, and doesn't have like, they don't put a lot of meaning behind it or real backing behind it. But I could tell from the jump once I found out about it, but especially just working and being a part of it has showed me that they're, you know, taking this seriously. They're really wanting to, you know, bring that impact and bring that change.
Whether it's practicing gratitude or giving back to your community, how important is perspective?
People need to look at perspective like you're making a Marvel movie. All of the things that you do behind the scenes, the green screens, the cameras, the actors having to go over and over and over again on their lines, people don't see that. What do they see? They get their ticket, they go into the theater, they watch the movie, they enjoy it. That's their perspective, that's what they see. Behind the scenes, everybody that's in that cast and that crew, they know how hard they work. They know how long it took, how much progress that they needed in order for that movie to happen. And I think as, like, not even just content creators, for anybody, this is just a suggestion for anybody, like, what you see isn't always what you think it is. So you can't look at somebody else's success and say like, dang, I can't do that. You can do it. You may have to do it a different way, but you can do it.
So what's one actionable tip that you would like the viewers to take away from today's show?
So my kind of mantra that I feel like this has become my mantra that people kind of associate with me and what I do in my identity is, you know, to be unapologetically you. I feel like there is this huge misconception that especially as, you know, marginalized individuals, we have to tone down parts of our identity or tone down who we are to be palatable, to, you know, be marketable. We can be successful while still being unapologetically us, being unapologetically Black, or being vocal about our experiences as women, or, you know, being very vocally queer, or, you know, whatever else, you know, sort of umbrella that you fall under, and feel confident and feel good in knowing that you were able to get this, you know, opportunity, this level of success just from being who you are inherently.
Don't think that you have to have the latest and greatest in order to make content. It's too many content creators out here that started with a phone and now they get millions of views. So don't say, I'll wait until I save up for this, I'll wait until I do it. Just do it. Just do it. And that way you'll see your progress. We all started with the PlayStation 4. I'm just saying. PlayStation 4, and we got, like, you know, we got our upgrade. So it's living proof that you can do anything, even with the things that are around you.
And speaking about perspective and lens, thank you two so much for giving your viewpoints on today's show and for stopping by. Also want to thank all the viewers for tuning into the latest episode of Launching Point. My question to you is, what is your launching point? Drop in the comments section. Until next time, I'm Erin Ashley Simon. Today's episode is presented by Doritos Solid Black. Doritos Solid Black is about bolstering the voices of Black change makers. Shout out to Doritos.